That's why we talk. Anyways.
So I watched Castle last night.
Agreed.
Because it was the Adam Baldwin guest starring episode,
So there's rumors that Adam Baldwin's now in Avengers?
Well, yeah. Yep.
It's rumors that everyone ever is in Avengers. Like, yep, Joss Whedon pulled everyone. Neil Patrick Harris plays the music meister, and it's a musical now. Do we mention? That should happen. A live-action music meister starring NPH. Anyways, continue.
Which, first off, I'm not even going to try to convince you to try to watch Castle, because I know that's not really your kind of thing.
Yeah, I was trying to supercut of
Yeah, it's a procedural. Yeah, and but I can recommend that one episode because it's great to just watch, because it's just Nathan Fillion and Adam Baldwin riffing on each other, and it's a great dichotomy between them, because it's not the Mal and Jane relationship at all. It's like Nathan Fillion being scared shitless of Adam Baldwin the entire time,
which probably should have happened in Firefly, to be honest. It's kind of a psychopath.
Yeah, it's like the whole time I was watching it, I was making sure, I'm all right, someone could just watch this one episode and not have to be okay, now this character is it's worth a watch if you get the chance.
So rumblings.
Yeah. So at the end of it. Right before the next week on Castle, there was a bumper for the Avengers movie with Nathan Fillion and Robert Downey Jr. talking, and just going back and forth and talking about each other. I forget.
Talking about Castle and Tony Stark.
Yeah, Castle and Tony Stark.
Okay.
Going back and forth, and I'm sitting, this is weird.
That airs on ABC though, right?
Yeah.
ABC is owned by Disney. Disney owns Marvel. Ipso facto, cross promotion. Plus, Joss Whedon decided to call Nathan Fillion and said, "Hey, do an ad for my movie, and pay me to do it."
And it was a bit strange, but
it's not.
Don't
get your hopes up.
I'm not, but
don't listen to the internet. Fine, go ahead and say it.
Yeah, if it's on here. So some people on the internet found that the set that they were shooting at is the exact same set that was used at the if not the premiere, it was one of these big press events for the Avengers, where it was pretty much only cast and crew of Avengers, and then Nathan Fillion's there suddenly. And then there was also talk about how that they were shooting that one additional scene after the premiere.
And you think it's
now that because he's on break from filming Castle now, and wasn't when they were doing Avengers.
Do you think they had him show up as Hank Pym in the lab?
Yeah,
why would they need all the Avengers for that though?
I don't think they needed all of them. I know there's Robert Downey Jr. and Mark Ruffalo. But those are the only ones that...
Okay, those would be the two science ones. So Captain America, Thor and all them, they weren't in the costume.
Yeah, none of those actors said anything about it.
Okay, because they did turn in the third draft of the Ant-Man script recently, which I'm pretty pumped about.
Yeah.
Man, I love Edgar Wright. I love comic books in general, and love Nathan Fillion. He was
Scott Pilgrim, right?
Edgar Wright. So he's really good at adapting. Yeah, I was shocked because I was a little. Not that I've read Scott Pilgrim, and also had no reason to be, but I was a little nervous about Scott Pilgrim because he had done, Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. They were his movies from conception to completion. So I mean, he's good at adapting. He's fantastic by all accounts. He gets the tonal style of it, and he's great at telling jokes and still doing action. So I mean, if you're gonna do a funny Ant-Man movie starring Nathan Fillion and Joss Whedon's not directing, fucking Edgar Wright's probably the perfect person to do.
Yeah,
close second. So yeah.
Yeah, and so a lot of people are thinking that they might have been shooting, if not for the movie, because it's super close to when it's getting released. So they all reports say there already is an after the credits scene.
You think it might be
either a DVD extra, the one shot, the Agent Coulson stuff, but with Nathan Fillion as
Ant-Man and
Hank Pym.
Yeah. Although it'd be better in the middle of the movie. I mean, you could do one shot, but if you're going to put it in the movie, it wouldn't be an after credit scene, because I'm sure it's just here's the science, Hank Pym. Oh, science, blah, 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 flashing light.
Which Joss Whedon has said, I read an interview about his cutting down to the 3 hours, and he's, there was some interview, and the interviewer was asking, are we going to see, Buffy references and Firefly stuff in the movie? And he's like, no. That's
what? No, why would
he's like, no, he's not a fan of directors putting like, oh, remember this other thing I did like in the movie, but he's like, but you will see references to other like in-universe stuff.
Nice.
He's like, absolutely. He's like, I made these things like where the characters would say these lines because he's like, yeah, they would say that because
this is happening.
It's in the universe. Like they would say that. So and even if it's not in this movie, it's in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
So he said there's a lot of stuff. He's like, it's not super deep because he wanted to make sure like anyone can enjoy it. He says, but like super fans, yeah, he's like, yeah, super fans will like sometimes get a little bit more out of scenes, but it'll still be the same base experience for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I mean, Joss Whedon said like at some Comic-Con, like Nathan Fillion is Ant-Man.
Yeah,
not in any official sense, but I mean,
yeah, it's really solid. I mean, I just want to get Nathan Fillion in a fucking superhero movie after Green Lantern, after the Green Lantern monstrosity.
I mean, because of all the actors ever, like
he just looks like a comic book character.
You just put Nathan Fillion in a damn costume. And look at Captain Hammer, like
the hammer's his
there
penis.
You go.
The hammer's his penis. Well, speaking of quoting things, as I was writing, I'm right now I'm doing a lot of sort of self. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I put all these little references in Sympathy for the Devil for me. I'm like, aha, only I know what's going on here.
No, like inside jokes, but just for you.
Like I'm referencing other things. I'm like this.
Like ASCAT. How many ASCAT references?
I put no ASCAT references. I did quote Stephen Sondheim at one point. That one actually feels right. I might be able to sneak that past Clayton. That's my challenge. I'm going to put as many as I can. Maybe I can sneak past Clayton. I'll be all right.
So I bet you can get like a real like deep ASCAT reference in, like just a line. Go on.
Probably, but I don't know if there's a moment for going. If it comes up, my brain is always thinking of ASCAT. So if the moment came up, it probably happened. Because when I sit there, I'm like, fucking.
It's probably gonna happen.
Because that's how I am saying, like, what the fuck are these characters talking about? Like, I don't know. Fucking, you should die. Screw you, bitch.
Talking cactus here.
Talking cactus here. Then a talking cactus walks on frame with his friend the Bleach Scout.
I can recommend.
The Bleach Scout leans lazily against the talking cactus. The engine smokes fruitlessly as the repairman stares on.
Do you have what are your stage directions? Like your scene setting words. Do you do a lot of those?
Yeah, I mean you have to. It's script. That's how you set the scene and tell people what's happening.
Well, I mean, but there are like various levels of that.
I don't know. I don't know the levels apparently. I just do.
Okay.
I just do what I do.
Okay.
Like when the first time.
I'll find out Sunday.
Yeah,
Saturday.
When the first time characters show up, I describe what they look like, and then I don't bother after that.
Each time.
Yeah. If there's important actions that happen, I describe those.
The devil leaves. The devil returns for one more moment. The devil is a tall man. He's got what?
You just go with that. No, so I mean, I start my scenes with describing what's going on in the scene. Oh man, there's one great cutaway joke.
Joke?
Yeah, I did one cutaway because Clayton. It was in the draft I did for the class, and he's like, I remember reading this part and really expecting you to do this hilarious cutaway joke. So then when I was going through this, I'm like, I gotta put a cutaway joke because Clayton even said it'd be a great idea. So I do a cutaway joke, and then it also became an Avatar: The Last Airbender reference.
Point of interest, because Clayton says he expected you to do something, does not necessarily mean that he says that that's a good idea.
Well, first off, fuck him, because I want to punish him. I want to make him regret that he can't write himself. So yeah, no, but it was a really good moment. He's like, I wanted to see this. I'm like, all right, well, let's do that. And then I was like, what they're doing, and I immediately thought of an Avatar: The Last Airbender reference, which once again is the sort of thing I'm putting in there, and like fucking perfect for me. Like it's just funny enough and different enough that I can't be sued. So. Because it's an homage, just an homage.
Then the devil flies in on Appa, a sky bison.
Appa says, like how many P's and H's are in that?
Played by Nick Offerman.
Appa played by Sam and a furry coat. He's walking. It's pretty good Appa. Oh yeah, so yeah, Saturday's gonna be wacky. I'm going to go lost scripts right it up. We should stop.
Or just one, and we'll all sit around.
We'll all sit around it. Well,